So guys, welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good night, welcome back. Now this week we are finally taking the Fairlane out to see what it does. So basically in this video we're gonna find out how much power this car has and how fast it can go down the strip through a T5 transmission. And I have 17-inch rims on the back, and at the front for the drag run I've actually got 20-inch by 10.5 DDR wheels on the front. So see how it goes for tracking down there. Yeah, I'm keen. As like you all guys know, we are taking the engine, turbo and all that out of this car and putting in our drift car. So I really wanted to see how fast this will go, because I think this car's got a whole lot more grip than the drift car ever will, purely because of the rear end. But we'll see how we go. I am a little bit nervous for my transmission because I have a T5 with whatever horsepower it has. Hoping I'll get about a high 12. It is a big car, it's full trim, still got baby seat in the back, random bag, helmet obviously be on my head. Nothing in the boot, about half a tank of fuel. Oh no, it's burnt down, just under half. So I'm keen, let's get into it. We're just sussing out the drag strip, feeling the grip.
Yeah, it's not sticky till you get down there more. It's not sticky till it's hot, dickhead. No, you go down. Cold like it won't be cold.
Ooh. Alright guys, forgot I was recording. I felt like when I launched, it almost felt like it either spun one for a second or I still had water on the tyres, but it just broke into loss of grip straight away. But it didn't feel like it was just a wheel spin. I felt like there was no resistance coming back. But either way, getting back on the throttle, so the bloke next to me in his FG, no idea how much power he's got. He did a 12.4. I was just over a second slower. I was 13.52. That is me there. 13.52 in the Fairlane. First drag run I've done in this car ever, and that's the time it's pulled. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to do another run, just see if I can kind of get a little bit more heat into the tyres. Mind you, I've got no idea how much pressure's in these tyres. I'd say there's 40 psi in these tyres, but Nick used to drive on them, and we put them under the shelf, and then I didn't want to go out the strip on the 20-inch rims, just to save the T5 as much as possible. So I'm pretty happy. Yeah, 107 mile an hour. Old mate was definitely a lot quicker, but I actually had to grab fourth of all things. I didn't think I was going to need to grab fourth, but I had to grab fourth. So, yeah, I was definitely moving. I'm going to work out the calculations on what speed that is. But car actually felt pretty good. That just the start, I was like, ooh, I just thought it was all over, so I'll let off. Didn't want things going everywhere. But we're going to go again and see how we go. Run 2. I'm feeling pretty crap actually. Need to get some food. how I looked at the camera. I feel like I was going to poop, but I was very happy with that. I don't know how I got the gears, but I'm pretty happy with that. Whatever FG I versed, I destroyed him. So I feel like my reaction time is quite good. That could be because of the coffee. Also, headache is from the coffee. So I'm pretty happy with that. This thing, that seemed to have gripped up pretty damn well that time. So I'm pumped. I'm actually really happy with that. So hopefully someone's got some footage from the outside. So yeah, I'm actually shaking a bit. I'm actually like, oh, finally. Yeah, boy. It's a 12-second car. 12.9. 12.9. What? No wonder this car's dangerous. It's the fast car. I told him it's a 12-second car. No, man, no. Trav, oh, no. Elliot didn't reckon I'd finish. I reckon it shocked a bunch of the boys. That's quick. Holy dooly. I'm impressed. I'm pretty happy. That's sick. I know nothing about drag, by the way. That was my third ever drag race on the drag strip, as you would call it. So that was cool. I am putting it away while it still works. But that's all I want to do. I was only going to do one run, but I was confident to do a second one. Just have a bit of a more of a feel of what the course is actually doing. So pumped for that. That was sick. This car's fast. That's why. Sweet. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you guys are. It is Coldy this morning at Benny's at M1 Tuning. Yeah, this is pretty much the final episode for the poor Fairlane, because we're taking the turbo and the engine and all that out of it and just putting it back to non-turbo. And obviously I did mention that we're going to put all that setup in the drift car. So before I did that, in this video I've run a time at the drag strip, and then I'm going to see how much power it has. Basically from the first time we dynoed it, there's kind of three major things. It's got valve springs, the boost is turned up, and it's got a manual in it now. So hopefully the clutch holds up for this, and then we'll see what happens. And I'm thinking if I've got enough time today, I'm going to weigh it and see what it weighs, just to kind of like give people an idea how kind of quick the car was for what it is. So yeah, enjoy it, guys. I'm going to get on the dyno. but we're still running super rich, so I don't know what we're gonna do. Yes, so verdict, stand here, 398.8 horsepower, and it's running very rich still. So it is a stock computer that had a chip in it. So a few people asked me, the stock ECU had a chip in it. For the first 6 months it drove terribly, and then it rejected the chip. So I don't know how this works and why it's working, but basically the next step from here for this engine and turbo setup, we're gonna, once we put in the drift car, we're gonna run it, and towards the end of the year we're going to put a link ECU in it. So we're working out on a patch harness to do. Benny said pretty much once we tune this, man, this thing should make some decent power with the response that it has, and get those AFRs up. It's too low, like, he couldn't even read it. That's literally what it is. That there, that is that. Look at, his thing can't even read low enough to know the AFR, it's that rich. So yes, if we turned the boost up a little bit, it would have been better, but it just needs to be tuned right, realistically. So I'll do a sneaky turn the boost up. But look, it's pretty much a 400 horsepower combo. The car ran on the drag strip. It did the time that it did. So I'm like, this thing's really sick. It's actually a really fun car. But I am returning it back to NA just so fuel consumption, because it is on the E85. So quick rundown of what it has. So currently this engine has 248,000 kilometers on it. All it has engine wise is valve springs and retainers. That is all. I have not pulled the head off. I haven't even had the engine out of this car. I've taken the little butterflies from the inlet manifold out. It's got 1000cc injectors, FG turbo map sensor, fuel reg, surge tank, fuel pump, batteries in the boot, obviously that allow for the turbo. I've got a 3076 Mr. Turbo billet turbo on it. I have an FG manifold with a adapter plate to run it. 38mm wastegate turbo smart. It is on the E85, like I said. It's running boost wise. Where's my sheet? It tapers back down to about 16, but we're running pretty much 17 psi. That there, 17 psi. So yeah, so this car is not, obviously we've got a dyno at Benny's. Benny will tune it once we get the ECU in, which will be a link ECU. That's my plan. So he hasn't tuned anything, we just did some power runs, but it's not even that bad of a power curve. Like, that's not horrendous at all. So I'm super stoked with how this runs. It is a response monster. It is actually so much fun. I'm running an E-Series T5. For those people wondering drag times, how I got there. So it's just an E-Series T5. I've got an extreme heavy duty clutch, which does not really hold the power. If I tried to say like clutch it, I've got some 19x11s on the back now. Like I can't dump second gear. I can dump first gear, but I can't dump second gear. And third gear in the dry drifting it, it'll probably slip. So that's that. And the diff is a stock diff with stock shafts. It is like the third diff, however, but it is a 3-4-5 ratio. So I think that's realistically it. I mean, I've got coilovers, HSDs in the front, terrible coilovers in the back, which they'll be going soon because we're going to develop some HSDs for that. I think that's realistically it. I'm really proud of this car. It's been probably about 2 years now, roughly. I think this is about 2 years, maybe a year and a half, that it's been turboed. So, well, I turboed it in 2019. Actually, it is 2 years. 2 years. 2019 in July, I turboed it. So, for the last year and a half, it's been running fairly decent. Yeah, so I'm actually happy, and I'm keen to get this in the drift car. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. This will be the last of the Fairlane, apart from some photos. But other than that, turboed successfully. It's actually gone quite well. But yeah, we're going to be in the works to get ECU stuff for everyone. So keep an eye out for that.
we're going to have some patch harnesses coming because it's time to turn this up. 400 horsepower is pretty good for something that's tuned terribly by itself. It's time to turn it up, so I'm keen. Thanks, Benny, for letting us get to the dyno in the morning. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and let us know what you think. Any questions? It's really that basic. I'm not really hiding anything. That's how many Ks the engine has. That's what it has. It's all just bolt-on stuff. This sort of setup, if you're thinking about doing it, realistically, to turbo some of this tune, you need to spend about 10 to 15K on your AU to turbo it properly. Otherwise, it just will run terribly. I know there's people out there going, I've turboed my Falcon for like $1,000. It's gonna run like a pig, and it's gonna be terrible. So, like, this runs pretty good. I'd say this tune in this car is probably about 80% good. The other 20%, it does weird stuff occasionally, bogs down at random times, not consistently. So I yeah, wouldn't recommend the cheaper side. If you want it to really run good and you go, oh, I want to really drive something boosted and drive it around and have it really nice and like good on fuel, you need to do an ECU. So 10 to 15K is kind of a budget if you're boosting your Falcon. And I'm not saying it's like you're doing this by yourself. You know, this is paying like a proper shop, whether it's us or something like that, or anyone who really knows what they're doing away with Falcons to get turboed. That's kind of your budget. So yeah, hope this helped you guys. Peace out. Thanks for watching. And basically next video, I don't know what we're doing. I think the Zoku car's coming back, but we're waiting for some parts for the wheels so we can put the wheels on. Yeah, so peace out. Cheers again, guys. There's your Ks.